All right. So yeah, let's start off. Nika King,
Yes.
Euphoria, Greenleaf, doing your thing out here. Groundlands alumni. I'm happy to see all the stuff that you are doing here in Hollywood, that you have been doing it. And thanks for taking the time to talk to us about the season that's going on now, Euphoria season 2.
Yes.
So my first question, I'm gonna start off like, how does it just feel to be in a second season of a project that you're working on and have that continued character development and story building as an actor?
Well, as you know, we've been on a long hiatus because of the pandemic. And so I'm so excited for people to see what we've been working on for the last 8 months. And it's been a journey, but I think it's well worth it. I mean, the first episode premiered last Sunday, and people were like over the moon. Our viewers doubled. People were excited that Nate got his butt beat. So, you know, we're going along each week, and each week is going to get more intense.
Yeah. You know, I was not that guy rooting for Nate to get. I was like, keep it going, keep it going. You want to root for that guy because as much as you want him to get beat, you're like, you know what? He got a sense of like hubris. You know, like I can't get caught. You know, right. But you see throughout, you know, at least from that first episode is very intense. Obviously, we're trying to see where it's going to go, and they definitely showed a lot for you. You know, if anything, the first episode of any comeback show, you know, season 2, season 3, it's got to be like, got to get you hooked. You know, so that way, if a new audience comes in, they're like, oh, okay.
What is this about? Right.
And this is a minute now. So what are we getting from your character this season? Are we going to see more of you?
Season 2 is definitely more of Leslie. It's a little peek into her childhood. I don't have a full episode, but hey, there's always season 3. Fingers crossed for Leslie to explore more into why she's the way she is, a little bit of her upbringing. But in regards to season 2, we see her kind of double down on Rue and really make some hard decisions in regards to keeping her family together and keeping Rue clean or not clean. We don't know. We don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah. How is that dynamic with you and Zendaya and Storm? Because I know that we're all a little bit older than Zendaya and Storm, but in reality, we're like all kind of like in the same peer group. So how is that relationship off screen with your on-screen children that are more like the homies, you know?
The homies, right. I think the great thing about being a Black actress in Hollywood, we kind of have an understanding of the business. We understand the culture. We understand the dynamic of just being an artist in Hollywood. So I'm very like, you know, down to earth. And so my conversations with them is just like an aunt off screen. You know, I want to know with Stormy, like, okay, are you like in college? How is USC? How are the people treating you? You know, so we have those conversations. And when it comes down to Z, very playful, very jokingly, like our relationship is very like kid-like, you know, it's almost to the point where I'm like, okay, we gotta fight in a minute. So I can't be joking with you right now. I gotta get in the moment, you know? And so, we have great chemistry, as you know, on camera and off camera. It's like a family, like it truly is.
Is it a different feeling now coming back, having since season 1, she's won an Emmy. Not just any Emmy, the second Emmy for a Black actress in a drama, you know, series, you know, and so she, you know, the show has won Emmys, the show has won accolades. So it's gotten a bigger, the beef has gotten bigger in terms of what this show is. And obviously I mentioned, you know, it had good numbers coming back on season 1. So, and even though you probably shot all the episodes, was it a different feeling coming back now that everybody knows mostly about the show as opposed to like, when you first did the show, you don't know where it was going to go.
Right. I don't think it's a different feeling as much as it is a more feeling of like, we want the fans to really like see what's going to happen. Like it's so much happening, and to get that instant reaction with social media and Twitter and Instagram. So for me, it's a different feeling because I'm like, I know it's coming. And I want the fans, I want to see the fans' reactions and just see how they respond to each character, each character's journey, their reactions to certain things. So it's a slight difference because we know I know what's coming, and because we already we watched most of the season. So it's kind of like every Sunday, like sitting on edge, like, oh, y'all ready for this?
Tell me about your decision to move to LA. I know you went to University of Florida. We're all SEC on Vanderbilt. Georgia just won the championship, SEC.
No.
He's Cornell up there. He's Cornell over there. He don't know nothing about the SEC. But you studied theater at Florida, and you decided to come all the way across the country to LA. Like, what was that decision like? What was that moment like? Like how bold were you at that point? How were you living right at that moment?
Well, really, truly, my goal was to move to New York and be on Broadway because I equated a theater degree with Broadway, right? I didn't really think about a theater degree in terms of TV and film. So when I graduated college, I actually went to New York and stayed in Newark, New Jersey. Don't live in Newark, New Jersey. Maybe it's changed, I don't know, but at the time it was a very industrial, worn down. It was not good. Let's just say that. So that didn't help me with staying in New York. But I stayed for about 2 months, and then I'm like, this is not my cup of tea. And so I moved back home to Miami, and then I moved to LA because I'm like, you know what, LA is more like Miami, palm trees, the weather. And so I've been in LA for almost 19 years to be exact. So it was a good decision. I had to pivot for a minute, but I'm glad I ended up in LA.
That's a choice. But and then once you got to LA, and obviously you were able to get work, and one from the other, and it's not easy for an actress to get work. Mm-hmm. And then nowadays it's a matter of whether or not you're on a streaming channel or on a weekly channel. And when you did Greenleaf, obviously it's a weekly show, so it gives time for an audience to get to know who you are as a character and as an actress, because they get to see you weekly. Mm-hmm. When you're on a streaming show, and all the episodes are airing once, mm-hmm. It's like if you don't grab that audience by week 3, forget it. Mm-hmm. So how was it for you going out there and landing work and then still continuing once Greenleaf was over?
Well, Greenleaf is just a small part of my filmography. Like I've done a lot of TV, and it's always been like guest star, co-star. I've done Two Broke Girls. Most of my resume is comedy. And so, because that is my background. I studied at Groundlings, like Jamal mentioned. And so I moved out here to be a comedian, to be on a sketch show, preferably Saturday Night Live, and Live in Color when it did come back the second time. So I've always been like grinding, like doing all kind of TV. So the idea of being on every week, of course, that's ideal for an actor. You want people to get to know you, and in my eyes, be a household name. So it was just constantly grinding. It didn't, like, it never got easy. It's still not easy. It's still a grind. It's still work. It's still, coming to the table and showing people like, hey, this is my talent. This is what I have to offer. And so, and that's what I love about the industry. Like, it's difficult, but I like a challenge. So.
Being that you had that SNL, that you have that SNL dream, and I'm hoping one day that pops off. But you're in this drama right now, and you look in online, you see in social media people that haven't been Groundlings trained or anything else popping off all these viral comic skits. Do you want to get in? I know you, like, contractually you can't just do anything you you want at the moment on social media just pop off. But do you like see these people doing skits and like, do you want to get into that arena of like people being able to tell these like little, just show their little.
I'm a creative person. I'm a content creator. So I don't negate, I don't like not do those things because I can't. I just find things that are very specific to my brand. And so if it's something that I want to do, I can do it. You know, I write my own material. I do stand up as well. I just directed my first short film called For Sale. So I'm always doing something. So if I want to do something, if I want to go viral, I could go viral. No.
Viral already.
Look, if only it was that easy, huh? If I want to go viral, I can go viral. That's nothing. Like whatever. No.
Euphoria doubling its audience is viral enough.
Right. And you know, the great thing is, you know, people are now like, I'm literally watching my social media grow. Like every day, every week, I get more followers and people are going to get to know me, my personality. And so, of course, the things that I put out are going to only highlight the talents that I have. So I'm not, you know, if I want to do, and I will do viral content, I have no issue